In our last two sessions, we've been discussing a letter from a woman whose 15-year-old stepson was about to be released from a correctional facility after serving time for sexually abusing an 8-year-old girl. I suggested that in making the decision about where he should live, the first consideration be the safety of her daughters, and then other options could be considered. Now, back to the mother who wrote the letter. So, in order for your daughters to be safe, Matt just can't live with you. That decision is over. But with his not living with you, can you still fill his need for love? Sure you can. Let's look at some choices. First, Matt could live with his biological mother. Now, I realize that Larry believes that Matt's mother is harsh, but he has to do more than find fault with her, with his biological mother. There's going to be something wrong with every place that Matt lives. Larry has to decide whether her harshness will be so potentially harmful that Matt simply can't live with her. Larry needs to understand that if he is sufficiently loving toward his son, he can make a huge difference in Matt's life, even if his ex-wife isn't especially loving. In order to be happy, a child needs sufficient real love from one source, any source. It doesn't have to be from both parents. Another choice would be to have Matt live nearby. Now, I don't know what your living circumstances are. If you live in an apartment, he could live in another apartment a few doors away, down the hall. If you live more out of town, out in the country, you could buy or rent a trailer for him to live in. He could be quite close. But then you establish a rule that he cannot be in the house with you unless one of you parents, you or your husband, is there. And he cannot be in a room with one of your daughters with the door closed. Those rules would apply no matter where Matt lives. And when you explain them to him, you don't deliver them like restrictions or punishments. You're not telling him what he can't do because something is wrong with him. You tell him what the rules are that will protect him best. He can't be alone in the house with the girls or in a room with the door closed because you care about him, because you don't want to tempt him with something that could harm him. The way you describe these rules then becomes a way of loving him rather than restricting or punishing him. It's always about love. And then, no matter where he lives, you pour the love all over him. You invite him to family meetings. You share what you're learning with him. You talk to him about his life. You read the Real Love and Parenting book with him. It's far less important where Matt lives than it is that you love him. Love is always the important issue. If you remember that, all the rest of the decisions become much easier.